What makes a group fitness class truly powerful?
It's not just the music or the workout or the choreography.
Nah, it's the feeling that no matter who you are, you belong in the room.
At its best, group fitness creates something rare. It is a space where people from different backgrounds, identities, ages, body types, cultures, and experiences come together through movement.
Yeah, and especially during Pride Month and Juneteenth, this conversation matters deeply because inclusivity isn't a trend, it's intentional.
Very intentional. It is about creating environments where people feel safe, represented, seen, respected, welcomed, and celebrated.
Absolutely. This episode is all about the power of creating spaces where everybody belongs, right?
Everybody belongs.
Yep. I'm Terry Shorter.
I'm Kimberly Springglick.
And this is Group X Appeal. This is episode number 92. And we wanted to kind of share 5 different ways group fitness creates that sense of belonging. So
Definitely.
Why don't you kick it off today,
I will
Kimberly?
kick it off today.
Wait, first, let's get a fist bump in real
Hey,
fast.
there we go. Boom. Should we explode one, actually?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, now. So the fact of the matter is that, what we believe is that movement is a universal language. And so is music.
Yeah.
We use music in our classes, but
Yeah.
we have these universal languages we play with. So fitness and Group X in particular, through the music and the movement, can unite people across all the differences you could possibly imagine.
For sure.
One of the things I love is that, whenever you ask, like, how's everybody doing? You hear this, woo! And I always, like to share with people, I'm like, no matter where you are in the world, what country you're in, what language that people speak that you're teaching to. I remember teaching at a conference in Beijing, and I've got a person who is translating for me. So I'm cueing, then they translate. My jokes did not go over well.
No.
But I would cue, they would translate, I would cue. And I would say, like, how y'all doing? And he'd translate, and then the whole room would go, woo! It's so universal. This opportunity we have to communicate through the movement, through the music, and through the woo.
Through the woo.
I love it. So no matter what the differences are, culture, language, background, sex, age, it just doesn't matter.
Right.
Group X brings us all together.
It really does. And the good times that we all get to have together, everyone can definitely relate through enjoyment, right? Just the experience that brings joy, brings happiness, brings smile, brings laughters, and of course, in Kimberly's case, brings the woo.
The woo.
The woo factor is high in group group exercise. I was about to say group X appeal.
Well,
that too.
The woo factor is high in Group X appeal too. Woo!
Whoop, whoop. Absolutely. So another way that you can create belonging is just knowing that representation matters, right? People feel safer when they see themselves reflected in the leadership and within the community. For me, I've mentioned in past episodes, especially one of the very first episodes we did in my story, I stepped into a room, and yes, even though 99% of the participants were all female stepping into my first group exercise experience, what I loved was the fact that the people in the room, they loved moving. They were, you can see the happiness just exuding from them. And I wanted to be a part of that. And especially the instructor who was up front too, I kind of saw myself in that instructor as well. She looked like she was just so happy to be there.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, oh my gosh, made me happy to be there too. And so even though we look nothing alike, totally different sex, right? I did still see myself through her teaching or just being up there as an instructor, and kept me coming back.
Yeah.
Right.
I love it. And one of the things I noticed too, talking about representation matters, if we were to go back a few years, it is ever so slightly possible, like in late 80s, early 90s, when it was aerobics. It wasn't Group X back then. It was aerobics. And I am the first to admit, I had my leg warmers, I had my thong leotards, and my terry cloth headband. You never saw a man teaching. And you never saw a man taking class. Right. Let's just say it was very rare, maybe in some of the big cities.
Sure.
But very, very rare. And now that more and more men like yourself have stepped into the Group X studio and started taking the helm of leadership in the role of teaching, more and more men are taking classes now too. Now that also has to do with the fact that we've also expanded the types of classes. It's not just aerobics anymore. There's strength training and boot camp and cycle and yoga and everything. But I think both have lended to us being able to expand our reach
Sure.
with what we do. So,
Sure.
yeah,
100%.
it does matter.
100%.
Big deal. So we also wanted to share how important it is. And this is definitely, for everyone, but for the instructors listening, inclusive language changes the experience. The words that you use when you're teaching can either invite people in or unintentionally push them away.
Yeah.
Now that can be through just how someone identifies themselves, but also I think about the fact that when people come into group X, sometimes they've never worked out before, and sometimes they're choosing to try group X even though they've been working out for decades. And they have a great body awareness and they jump in and they take to it no problem. And others are kind of like in and intimidated and yeah, really nervous. And so the language we use and our ability to make everyone comfortable, regardless of, what level they see themselves at and how they identify in that way, I think is really huge. And one of the things that I know in a lot of the trainings that we've led, I like to focus on is giving people options instead of levels.
Right.
Because if we were to say, like, well, if you're a beginner, do this, or if you're intermediate, do this, if you're advanced, do this, well, people don't want to feel like a beginner.
Right.
They don't want to be
They
kind
don't
of
want
singled.
labels.
They don't want to be labeled. Yeah. And so sometimes you'll have the beginners try the more advanced thing, even if their body's not ready for it because they don't have the awareness yet. Or a lot of times I'll hear instructors teach like, well, level 1 is this, level 2, level 3. And I think that if we can just give options and then teach people better body awareness, and then they can choose the option based on what feels best in their body, will help them naturally progress from wherever they are when they start in group X to them becoming stronger and more aware along the way.
Yeah.
But that language we use in so many ways, like I said, it can draw people in and make them feel safe in your presence.
Sure.
Or it can, unintentionally make them feel unsafe and you push them away and they never come back. And we don't want that.
Right. No, that's key. Words matter, right?
Words matter.
Words are powerful.
Yeah, they are.
So great point, and leads us into community, how it heals isolation, right? Just like Kimberly was talking about, watching your language and making sure that, you're not necessarily giving people levels, right? But giving them options. It's a great way to put it. Community, by making them feel a part of something, it just brings a much greater impact, in terms of when it comes to emotional wellness, as much as physical wellness.
Absolutely.
Right. And so when they feel like they're a part of something, like that's just one of the 6 basic human needs, right? Is connection. It's feeling a part of something that's bigger than yourself. And so
that's on Maslow's hierarchy.
Yes. Yes.
Time.
I think we've all been through that I think at some point in our lives, right? When we are around people on a consistent basis, we feel better. We feel maybe perhaps more secure. We feel safer than, just being by ourselves. And so community is everything. We've talked about it in our last episode. We talked in many episodes.
I mean, it is group X.
Yeah, absolutely. It's magical, when we can all get together and move and breathe and just share, kind of share the energy in the room. If you haven't experienced it, you have to. You absolutely have to.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And if you're doing it already, do more of it.
Yes.
And bring more people with you.
Yeah, there we go. Keep growing our community.
Yeah.
So yeah, community is a big thing. And obviously we specialize in, and what we love so much and are so passionate about is the group, right? The idea that we get to come together as a group, as a community. That said, everybody as an individual deserves to be seen.
Yes.
Okay. The best instructors I've ever experienced are the ones who create an environment where there are no favorites. Everyone matters.
Yep.
Everyone matters, no matter what level they're at, no matter, their age, their sex, their culture, the color of their skin. Like none of that matters.
Right.
Like everyone deserves to be seen.
Yep.
Everyone has a place in our world, in Group X. Everyone deserves to live their healthiest, happiest, best life. And so we as instructors, we are leaders in the room, and it is up to us to create that inclusive environment where everyone that comes in feels comfortable and feels safe in our presence for us to be able to then guide them through the experience.
Absolutely. That's, I think, one of your greatest strengths, going to your classes, attending your classes as a student. It's awesome to see how you are able to connect. I see you making the eye contact with everybody, right? I see you work in the room. I see you making those connections. If you had like a piece of red string or yarn, the entire room would be interwoven and connected, be like this skein, right, of human beings and their spirits coming together, energy coming together, because she has a great way of, tying people together and making it feel inclusive,
such
right?
a beautiful visual.
But it's also, it's just powerful overall when you have an instructor who can do that, because they're not just teaching a class, right? They're making sure that everyone's seen. They're creating an experience because they make people feel seen, and that's what people keep coming back, right? That's why her classes are always packed. So
they're so sweet.
Absolutely. So, one of the most beautiful things about Group X is that people can walk into a room full of strangers and literally feel like they're leaving like family.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
100%.
Right?
Yeah. Often the classes that change our lives are the ones where we finally feel, accepted. We finally feel encouraged, and we finally feel seen.
Yeah. And as we prepare to get ready for episode 94 coming up pretty soon, we would really, really love to hear your story. Truly, just tell us about perhaps the class, the instructor, or the fitness community that made you feel like you truly belonged. Send us your story, because your experience could truly help inspire someone else to walk through those doors for the very first time. So you can either DM us on Instagram, you can email us at groupxappeal@gmail.com. If you have our personal emails or phone numbers, reach out to us too. Yeah, hey now. We would really love to hear, how this thing called Group X has changed your life, has impacted it for the better.
Yeah. If you send us your story, we may be giving you a shout out on that episode 94, because that episode is all about how group fitness changed our lives.
Absolutely.
So that is what we have for you today, and we're so glad you joined us.
Yeah.
Please feel free to share this episode, pay it forward by sharing it with someone who could benefit from it. Definitely like, follow, subscribe, all the things to help support the podcast. We love coming together to provide for you. We are having so much fun, and we hope you're enjoying listening or watching as much as we're enjoying making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're having a good time.
Yes, we are. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining us today. We encourage you to continue making it a fantastic day today. And why?
Because it is a fantastic day to have.
She got it.
You almost got me.
Awesome. I'm Terry Shorter.
I'm Kimberly Springglick.
Peace out.